what's going on? We are the movie disciples. We got Dre, aka Drizzle. We got Juice Wayne back in this thing. We got myself, Hollywood Hunter. Shout out to G, International G. He's doing his international thing, but in the States. He's, he's out this week handling, some business, enjoying himself. And it was his birthday this last week.
Happy
If y'all don't know,
birthday,
this is
G.
a podcast where we discuss all things fandom, where fandom meets artists and creators with insights. And if you're enjoying what you're watching and listening to, make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, and that follow button, and hit the notification and comment in the comment section on YouTube. And wherever you're getting your podcast from, you're streaming it from, make sure you hit the 5 stars and that follow button. And then keep spreading the word. I'm going to keep delivering that good word. All right. We figure, it's time to talk about what everybody else has been talking about. Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Spoiler talk. It's been out 2 weeks by the time you guys are watching it and or listening to this. Getting straight into spoiler talk. We're going to talk about the overall film itself and, maybe talk about the franchise and, show Will Smith some love. Overall thoughts, just some quick thoughts about Bad Boys Ride or Die, which should have been called Bad Boys for Life. The 4. I don't think they thought they was gonna make a 4, but here we are. They fucked that up. But everybody's saying the same thing.
I didn't even think about that, yo. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it was like For Life. I was like, okay, it's probably the last one. It came out 2020. And I saw it was making money. Pandemic happened. And then it was like, yeah, make another Bad Boys. I was like, what
Maybe they originally didn't expect to make a 4th one. They probably thought Ride or Die would be the last one.
But even though Bad Boys
but I feel
for Life in 2004 and it's the 4th movie, that would have been on the money, dog.
It would have been.
And they could have changed the name whenever.
Yeah,
that's true.
Bad Boys Forever. I mean, I don't know if that rings it as hard, but Ride or Die works. But yeah, the Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah. That would have been tough. See, like they say they didn't think they would make a 4th one, but spoiler for Bad Boys for Life, at the end of the movie, they had like a mid-credit scene where Will Smith
comes after the credits.
Yeah, like
I didn't stay.
They didn't have one in my theater, dog.
Wow.
So because I looked online. Because that's what I've been doing now. Like, if I'm sitting there, it takes 2 seconds to go online and see if there's after or mid-credit scene. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, so, I gotta look it up.
I looked that shit up and I was like, look at all these idiots leaving. Ha, 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 ha. And then I'm just by myself, nigga. I said, hey, yo.
Wait, no, I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the last one. The last one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this one.
Yeah, no, the last one had a mid-credit scene where it was like, we could make a 4th one. So in my head, I'm like, somebody had to feel good about some shit, and we're like, we might make a 4th one, like, and I'm like,
I don't even remember that. I don't even remember the end credit scene.
All right, so I'll put y'all on game. This is gonna lead into the review for Bad Boys Ride or Die. At the end of it, Will, aka Mike Lowry, shows up to some prison where his son Armando is at.
Yep.
Okay. And he comes in. He was like, "Hey, you might be able to help work your case off or stuff like that." So I was like, "Oh, we're gonna include the son again," which they kind of did in this one. Yeah. But in my head, I'm like, if y'all shot that,
he was in the
movie.
He was in that.
He was in it, but they switched the story up. He wasn't like helping them work off. It was like we got to move him because he's gonna die.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So like in the 3rd one, they was alluding like he might, like I said, help work the case. I'm like, hey, we're gonna take you out of jail if you lead us to X, Y, and Z, which they kind of did, but they switched it up a bit. They tweaked it. But if y'all inserted that into the movie in the mid-credit scene, that means y'all know damn well, like, y'all could have changed time. Like, you know what? We might need to change the movie title, y'all. Like, Bad Boys.
But you know what, though? Maybe they setting up for Armando and Reggie now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Reggie was stupid. Reggie was stupid. Reggie was stupid.
He was going crazy, bruh. I was like, oh, I see what they doing. But
it worked too, though. It worked too, though, because like Reggie did what he did, but also Will and Martin were like, they were hyping it up. You know what I'm saying? Fact. Some of the stuff you're like, okay, but the other stuff you're like, yeah. But some of the stuff that was just, like mid, They was like, oof, ooh, and you're like, all right, that carries me over into the shit that was like, damn, you fucked them up, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Because they had to, because like Will's son be kicking ass, so he had to. If they trying to lead to that point, then they had to show him doing something like.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true too, dog. I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I don't know about that last scene though. With him looking into the camera and smiling. I don't know how I felt about that.
Oh,
All right. So, all right, like I said, when we already talking about it, like, why didn't that work for you? Because
I
I
don't
think
know,
I
man.
know
I
why.
think like
Did it get
the
too cheesy?
yeah, I think it's too cheesy. The chicken scene was funny though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was fun. You could tell there was a lot of improv that went on there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that was funny. You know, I think like
It was
I don't
too
know.
nod, like too much of a wink to the camera. Like, yeah, I
It
did
was
that shit.
it was too much, but I mean, how else do you end the movie? You know, you don't end the movie with him on a straight
Yeah,
face.
because that was
You know,
literally his face the whole movie.
right?
He didn't make no other face than that shit. So it was like even after he fucked niggas up, he did the, you know what I'm saying, a salute. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? That would have been whack if he did it there. But I guess yeah,
Yeah,
to kind
that's
of
true.
break that ice with him, I guess a bit, they probably had to put that at
Because
the
I
Yeah,
mean,
end.
finally.
it looked like it was a genuine smile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
smile looked genuine. It was just out of place. You know what I'm saying? I was like, did that?
And it was kind of like a callback to the second one. Like they
yeah,
tried to little bro him in the second one. Now he like, yeah, nigga, I got the grill.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's
So
true.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
feel you like because if anybody don't really like, yeah, people could probably take it as cheesy too. But I thought it was a nice little touch.
yeah. I mean, yeah. When you put it that way, it is a nice touch. It was genuine. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, what else do you do, right? Like
yeah.
you're trying to end the movie on him. It's the whole situation with the grill. Like if he starts grilling, that's a whole nother scene. You know what I'm saying? So
Because
like,
I think that was actually probably the because I saw it twice. It
mm,
seemed like the way it ended that scene before that ended was supposed to be like the scene
that,
where it cut and
yeah.
credits start to roll. And I
And then
think
that's like
that
the
barbecue scene was definitely like the
mid
post
credit.
credit scene.
Yeah,
But they just
yeah.
put it like before the credits pretty much.
I
that's
can
what
see
you're
that.
saying.
Yeah, like I think I can see where Dre like where you might be trying to direct a share because I think they could have instead of like him winking to the camera, it could have been like him just looking at them and like I know y'all just saw what the fuck I did on that camera, and then like you know what nigga, like we're gonna get out your way. He'd start walking to the grill, and then they could have said something funny, and then you cut the movie off there instead of him looking into the camera like you
I
know
think
like
like even when Martin was like, "I'll go to the table," you know what I'm saying?
yeah
Like that was funny,
Yeah.
right? And then if Reggie would have been like, "Yeah," or like
yeah
like
yeah
you know, I don't. Yes, sir is too formal, you know. Right? I go sit at the table. Yes, sir, you sit
Yeah.
at the table. You know, that's too formal. But and like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't. That's tricky. Like how do you end that with giving Reggie, that last camera moment?
mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, like I don't know.
And it was kind of like it was like an acknowledging something like maybe a setup for whatever the next phase of Bad Boys is. You know what I'm saying? Because they still got the other team with the white dude and
You know,
what's
girl.
up? Yeah,
Yep.
Vanessa Hudgens.
But
And there
why
Are
was
why they
another
they
why they
character
shoot
in the
my guy
third
like that
one
though?
too. You said what happened?
Why they shoot my guy like that though? He was like, "Yo, you good, pal?" I would have been so tight, dog. I would have been so tight. I come to help you, and you shoot me for no reason. Like we ain't got any beef. Like I got no beef with you, bro. You got no beef with me.
Should have
You
stayed in
know?
there flying the drones around, bruh.
You know, he just shot him for no reason. I said, that's foul, man. Like, why? I mean, somebody had to take a bullet for sure, but still, like, damn,
right?
I was like, that's foul, man.
Do y'all
Hell
think
yeah.
it felt like I've heard some reviews and I kind of thought the same thing I was watching it. Like you're saying, I feel like they're trying to set up something, another movie, maybe a spinoff. Did this feel like on some Fast and Furious, like the Fast Five type of vibe.
I don't
Where
I
see.
mean,
I
it
don't see
is.
Reggie's character holding a film. He's too one dimension.
that's why I literally said this when I
Yeah,
was at the barbershop. I was like, not even him being one dimensional. We haven't seen my man do anything else in any other jobs. Not saying he's incapable, but
yeah.
if they're doing what we think they're doing, he got to get in some class, or like he don't got to be on another show. Like we need to see more. Like I don't
Hmm.
know
Yeah, I
what
mean,
he
yeah, I mean,
can
I
do
agree.
besides.
I agree. I just think the character that he's playing
Yeah,
Yeah.
is super straight laced. Like
yeah.
there's no give with him. You know,
Mm-mm.
like he's gonna be a family man and a comedy person now. Like that's not his character.
Well, that's the thing. They probably ain't gonna make him a comedy. That's why they probably got to do. It probably ain't gonna be a setup to where it's just Reggie and Will's son.
Hey, we lost you, Vince.
Yeah,
We lost your sound, Vince.
Am I back on?
Yeah, you
yeah.
back on.
Okay. No, somebody was fucking calling me. But
Oh,
yeah, I think that's what they setting up, more of a team flick rather than like a buddy two
yeah,
dudes
for
cop
sure.
Yeah, for
flick.
sure.
He would definitely be the straight man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? In the comedy esque, jester role. Like he would
Like
definitely be the
probably
straight
like
man.
the brute dude out of all of them, the quiet one that don't really, you know what I'm saying?
Say
Yeah,
much. Well,
he's
uh,
go ahead, B.
I was gonna say, Mike, do they have somebody who can do the comedy? Because I mean, if you got Wilson, like
They would have to implement that nigga in the next one, whatever that is, if they not already starting the team joint.
yeah. Well, I'm saying I feel like they will bring him back because you like pretty much you want the offspring or a pseudo offspring of Marcus, his son-in-law with Reggie, and then you got Armando, Mike's legit son. Like you want to bring them back, like say for the duo dynamic, but you also want to bring in the team with Vanessa Hudgens and Alexander Ludwig, like their characters, right? So you got those
Hmm.
four. But my head, like
Well, you
I
know the
guess,
dude that was in was it For Life wasn't in this one. Didn't
yeah,
it have an Asian dude?
yep.
What's his name? The dude from River
Uh, why was I
Charles
blank?
Charles something.
Was he
Charles
funny?
Melton.
Was
Charles
he
Yeah,
funny?
Melton. He
he was
like
kind of like the
he was the
him
asshole
and Will Smith character was kind of
going.
butting heads the
Yeah,
way Martin and Will Smith character was butting heads a
yeah.
lot. So
Yeah. So
So
I mean, so then we're still at the same problem, right? We don't have
we ain't got
yeah,
no funny. We
somebody.
got no legit funny
yeah,
person.
he not like comedian funny.
Yeah.
We don't got the funny guy, right? Like every comedy has the straight guy and the jester,
Yeah,
right? So like we don't have a jester. We don't because we're not gonna view the story from the comedian character's eyes because that's not gonna be realistic, right?
Mm,
So Martin's character wasn't realistic when he's walking down the street. We know that's comedy. You know what I'm saying? So Will was the audience. Like, yo, you crazy, bro? Like, what are you doing? So
right.
what does that look like for another film? I mean, unless they just
Hmm.
bring somebody in, you know, but
Yeah, they could.
they got to
It
establish somebody though.
yeah. And you know what I feel like? I feel like a possible scenario is think about them doing like all the promotion and shit with like the online comedians, celeb, like them niggas like Drewski and
Desi
the nigga
Banks.
that do the nigga that do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he famous. He was in the movie, you know what I'm saying?
And he
Yeah,
got
So
his
yeah,
little
yeah.
shout out.
what if they bring in somebody like as that comedic character, but somebody
Who?
that's tapped in
Who?
to the streaming online? They
Who?
could be setting up some shit like that,
Who you talking about though? Like,
like Desi Banks, or I would say Drewski, but unless he lose, saying no, no slight, you know what I'm
and I
saying?
yeah,
But somebody that's probably big in the online comedy shit, they could do Andrew Schultz even.
that
He
sounds
might be,
crazy.
That,
you know what I'm saying?
that
Just to add a little,
That sounds crazy.
another wild dynamic. I mean, I
yeah,
could. I didn't think about Schultz, but I could see Schultz. What about Mark Phillips from RDC World?
maybe him. Yep,
I'm like young, like especially all the skits they be doing.
exactly,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right?
That's why I said it has to be like a team. rather than like two lead, because you're just not gonna capture putting two of the greatest at that. Like Martin and Will Smith, Fresh Prince and Martin, nigga, was like fucking grade A sitcom, prime
Yeah,
time, like the two biggest black men on television putting an action movie together. Them niggas never did no action shit.
yeah.
It
I'm
was
like,
like
so
the two funniest niggas on TV at the time, aside from Jamie Foxx. And you could even say Wayans brothers, but these two were before those. So,
yeah.
and you
So I'm
throw
like,
them
yeah,
in
you
a
had
Michael Bay action movie, not just some nigga over there from down the street. Like Michael Bay was dropping bangers at that time. Like he had just did The Rock, all that shit. So
you
it was
had
just a dope play.
like so yeah, you have Martin, like a legit comedian who can act,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Will, who's an actor, but also can be funny. So like
Yeah.
that worked. They knew how to improv off each other, especially like when Martin knowing how to do this shit and Will just being smart as hell,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
like I said, it's too many straight men. So like the comedy, like the writing had to be fired, but you would need somebody either that's been killing it on like the stand up set and
Mm-hmm.
then could possibly like do some action, but still bring that comedic set uh to it. But yeah, like Dre's been saying, like who really? Because I haven't seen Mark Phillips do stand up, but Desi Banks has been doing stand up.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I agree with you. We need stand up or some type of experience with people, with making people laugh on the fly, right?
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen, I mean, I love RDC World, so they hilarious. So there's no shade, right? But I ain't seen nothing to where I'm like, oh, they really acting. I ain't seen
True.
any,
true.
I mean,
like,
I've seen that from Desi Banks because that nigga shit. Because he do, I've just seen and he got a couple of movies on Amazon and shit. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like he can do, like, that's why I said him is like, it's probably my first choice out of all the other niggas.
DC Young
But
Fly.
even DC Young Fly, yep.
I'm like he legit established like he been on TV for a while. Like he be hosting the
Shit,
show.
throw all
Like
the 85 South in there. They probably ain't got to be
yeah.
like on the action team, but like just even like having them cameos, like I think that would be dope, bro. But
Will DC Young Fly hold down the co-lead on a comedic role, tapping in with a Reggie or Armando,
I can
right?
see him trying to like mix in with that dynamic. Because
Yeah,
he
you
would
know
like
what I'm saying?
definitely be
Like,
he would definitely probably be the one, getting on everybody's nerves. And but I think he could do.
I think he hold his own. I think he
I
hold his
think
own.
even I think if shit got serious, he could still probably do good with
get
that
serious.
too, though.
Like if I don't know if
Because
y'all
we don't want
remember.
nobody that's overly goofy, like that
Right,
can't,
right.
like, you know what I'm saying. So
It
I
might have to
think
be
he
on
would
some
hold that
vibes
down.
like Lethal Weapon 3. And like, y'all remember when they brought Joe Pesci in? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this nigga's zany as hell. I'm like, I ain't seen it in a minute, but I remember the movie for the most part. It was like,
Yep.
this nigga's crazy, but he's also funny. Because if you think about Lethal Weapon, right? Both of them dudes really ain't funny. Like, they got funny moments. It's just good ass writing and some
Yeah.
good ass action, right? And they just had funny ass moments. You had Danny Glover, like, nigga, what is happening? I'm too old for this shit already.
Yeah. He was
And
already too old for it in the first one.
yeah, so that was just fun. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it could work. It was just you got to like obviously insert the chemistry with the dude that could possibly do it. So I mean, it could work if they're setting up either a spinoff or like I said, the team type of vibe because that's what it looks like they're doing. Because if they try to make a Bad Boys 5 with just Martin and Will again, not saying they can't do it, but they got to shoot that shit in the next 2 years because they
Or
ain't getting no
like
younger.
now, nigga.
Especially Martin. No offense, Martin Lawrence. Like you a legend, but yeah, you
I
ain't.
mean, they got to
Yeah,
shoot that shit now.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta do
Because
this
you
shit
got Will
ASAP.
Smith, he about to do I Am Legend if he ain't already started shooting it. They
Yeah, I
shooting
Am
the
Legend
sequel
2. He
for
got this
that.
other movie getting ready.
Yeah.
I just saw in the Hollywood
Yeah.
Reporter talking about it was Pito or some shit like that, or I can't remember the name of it, but it's something that it's
Some
based off a book.
sci-fi shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it sound fire. I'm like, all right, I'm here for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they gotta shoot that shit ASAP, but they're trying to do it at least with them two before they do a spinoff or whatever that they trying to build. That's why I was asking about the whole Fast Five thing. 'Cause I feel like they're trying to build out the team and expand everything within the movie.
I mean, possibly they see that shit working for that. And I think they know, like, we can go big with the action in ways like that, but we don't have to go like where them niggas went with it. Like I think they might try and still keep it grounded because we are talking about like cops and like
Yeah.
tactical niggas versus just niggas who's supposed to be just street racing.
Right.
Now they doing all this super spot extras, armored suits, shit, and it's just like, wait a minute now. Like, what the
If you
fuck
How'd we
is
got
get
this
here?
enough
shit?
money to soup your car up the way that they do, you got enough money to buy spaceships, bro.
Facts. And that's what they damn near gonna be headed towards.
No,
But
every year, other year in the Fast and Furious world, they all got brand new $1 million whips, bro. Come on, dog. What they doing, dog? Like the government
so,
ain't funding that kind of shit. Like, you
and
know,
that's the
they.
thing. Like, and they can probably make more sense with Bad Boys. Like, maybe they get a contract with where now they working with the government because we got a little bit of that one in the fourth one with that dude that was trying to convict a old boss. The
Mhm.
one
Yeah.
Will Smith was about to fight in the office. I think he was with FBI. But at the end of the movie, for some reason, I thought he was going to betray somebody. But no, he still stayed like on the good side. So I can see them implementing all that type of shit.
What about Bad Boys X Fast and Furious?
But I wouldn't put it past them if they tried to make that a
Oh,
crossover now.
that would be crazy. Hey, I'd watch it. I'd watch that.
Well, hell yeah, you
I'll
got
watch
to,
that shit.
dog.
I'd
I
watch
mean,
that shit.
that's so many egos on the set because we bring back The Rock somehow, or not somehow, but they bring back The Rock to the Fast and Furious franchise.
Man, they
Right? So you
put
got The
them
Rock,
egos,
you got Vin Diesel, and then you got Will Smith. Three big ass egos on the set.
and
I'm
you got
like,
Tyrese.
yeah, Tyrese is gonna be. Yeah, I'm like, ooh, that's a lot. I'm like, I'll watch it,
But
but
you don't gotta bring the Rock in.
But they know that that's coming in if you throw
Yeah,
him in
no,
there.
for sure. He's gonna bring that
And
money
you
in,
got
right?
Will Smith, and you got shit. They might even include Ryan Reynolds because he was in the what's the shit, the spinoff with Kevin
oh,
Hart.
Hobbs and Shaw. Oh shit,
You throw all them in a movie together, it don't matter how ridiculous it get, nigga.
Jason Statham,
Put
It's
Jason
Kevin
Statham,
Hart,
coming with the
Idris
billions.
Idris in there.
Idris Elba. Like his character didn't die, possibly cyborg type shit. Kevin Hart coming back. That nigga had a cameo too.
Kevin Hart had a
It's
cameo.
Kevin Hart had a cameo in
yeah,
that
on the
bitch. Yeah,
plane
remember
when
he
they
was like
was on
behind
the
the scenes. He was
plane.
like,
Oh yeah, he
he
was
was
the agent. Yeah,
Yeah, him and Ryan Reynolds.
yeah. Oh shit. Hey, I watched that movie, dog. Hey,
I
I
like it
watched
with
that movie.
just the Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Hart, and the rest of them niggas that was in that
I watched the
Hobbs.
fuck out that movie, dog.
Because
boy.
Hobbs and Shaw would have been fire if it wasn't Fast and Furious related. They could
I
have
wa-
just made that a single story about something fire, nigga.
Yeah,
But it's
Hmm.
like I can't help watching that and just be like, this shit just ain't got nothing to do with no cars, bro. So I think if Bad Boys could probably pull some elements from that and make it work in their world more. But I wouldn't be surprised if that happens though.
I mean, they would cross paths in Miami, dog.
True.
They 100% would, dog. What like Mike Lowry will be like, oh yeah, that's Dominic Toretto. You know, we go back. And you be like, how?
Shit. All this time, nigga, that's been your friend, nigga.
Yeah, right. All this time, dog. Like, where was you when he was running from everybody in life? But then he could be like, we went to high school together or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
God damn.
yo.
Or shit, they was what in Miami in the second one, so
yeah.
Will Smith would have been a cameo at the funeral of
that we
Dominic
didn't see
Toretto.
in the seventh one.
Yeah, saying he be in the back like, hey, it's all good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Like
and
Mike
John
and
Cena.
Marcus.
We forgot about John Cena, right?
Mike and Marcus locked up Tyrese's character. They locked his ass up. He was one who got him. They was one who got his ass in jail. So he been know about Tyrese's character. And like, see, we putting this shit together.
Mhm.
Sony Universal hollered at us, giving
Right.
y'all Avengers Endgame type shit right here with this buddy cop action comedy type type vibes going on.
And then you just gotta throw Keanu Reeves in there as the villain just because.
Just because.
You gotta tap back into his Point Break character.
Just cause.
Johnny Utah.
Who else?
Gone
Who else?
Rogue.
Who else we need?
We need
Who
Tom
else?
Cruise somehow.
Ha!
I'm like, he ain't played on cop. The only thing he's played as an agent is Ian Hunt. That would be a lot, but
That like I love Tom Cruise as an actor. I just don't see him in the movie. Like I don't
I
see a
don't either
place
for
for
some
him,
reason. I'm
dog.
like, nah, he can just stay with
it would have to
in
be
Mission
like, you know what we're
Impossible.
doing? We're doing the building the Expendables, so he had to be like the Chuck Norris of the shit, right? He just come in for a quick
I
scene,
just don't
shoot a
see
couple
it,
niggas, then
dog.
like fly off in a jet and just
I
take off. I'm
don't
like, how you get a
see
jet,
it,
nigga?
dog. Like I'm
You just
trying, but like I feel
take
like
off in a
he's out of
helicopter.
place, dog. I
I'm
feel like
like,
Yeah.
he's
Like
out of place.
if I was like in charge of this movie, that would be me just being like, I'm just getting Tom Cruise just because I can get him, and he don't really fit, but
yeah,
Now,
that's what I'm
I'm gonna
okay,
saying.
just make him fit.
you would have to
But
put Tom
I'm with
Cruise.
Dre though. I probably wouldn't see him in this.
Yeah,
Maybe a sequel of this, maybe so we can spin it that way.
that's a
But
stretch, dog. He would have to be a character like he was in Tropic Thunder. There's something outlandish, dog.
yeah,
You
like
know
an
what I'm saying?
arms dealer or something that
Just
we
like okay, I'm trying to think.
a nigga that make the weapons or some shit.
I'm trying to think who we could
Mm.
use, right? Because I had somebody before Tom Cruise. I had somebody, and now just uh Benicio del Toro.
See, that's yeah. And I see the vibe of it. The vibe he would
Yep,
match the
yep.
vibe of it.
Yeah, he could be in that.
Yeah.
Real
Either
grungy,
him or what's
down to
my other
earth.
dude, Josh Brolin, the dude that played in
Josh Brolin, yeah,
that played Cable in Deadpool. And
Yeah,
Thanos. Shit, he played Thanos.
but he's more of a stretch for me though. But I think he could work. But
Maybe more on
he's
the villain side though.
yeah, he could work. I think. Oh, okay. So it's like you got like the main hub, what we talking about, right? And then you got like the hub where Tom Cruise is, right? Brolin is like in between that.
Yeah.
Brolin's like in between that. Not saying. I mean, he's a beast, right? I'm just
But
trying to
this
think
cast on the good guy side is crazy. So the villain side, whatever that's turning into, got to be
exactly
kind
like
of.
because
That's the
okay,
only reason I would put Tom Cruise.
like Josh Brolin, his Thanos, right, is like a real kind of rational, right? Because he's not that rational, but he perceives to be rational, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what place that has in like Bad Boys, Fast and Furious.
Well, I'm thinking about how his character was in what's the cartel movie?
Oh,
Sicario.
Sicario.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Okay. Yup. Yup.
Yeah. Not like
Yeah.
I ain't picturing him as like Thanos because
Yeah.
it's
I
like
renege everything I said, dog.
that nigga is
Yeah,
Omega as
dog.
fuck as Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this more like some low key like army sergeant shit, like army sergeant vibes.
Did you Did you watch The Covenant yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet. No,
There's a Vince. You remember the dude that Gyllenhaal was like, "Yo, I need you to get me back in." Remember that guy?
ain't
I
that
don't think.
Homelander?
Oh shit, that is him.
I ain't seen the movie, but I saw the
That
trailer. I'm
is
like,
him.
that's Homelander. That's Anthony Starr. Yeah,
Yeah, that is Anthony Starr. Oh shit.
Damn.
But he killed that though. Like I could see him in there. You know what I'm saying?
True.
As like some type of bad guy liaison, some type of kind of like the role of the other dude,
Yeah.
with the no
Facts.
fingernails, right?
Facts.
Like I could see him doing, maybe on the good side, maybe on the bad side, but he's the one that gets you in and out,
Yeah.
right? Dang, I wanna make this movie now. I'm trying to like,
Right, nigga. Shit. Bad Boys and Fast and Furious crossover because they've been talking about what Fast and Furious and Jurassic Park
no wait.
as a joke. As a joke, like
Oh,
that's
I'm
what
about to
people been
say,
saying is gonna happen.
you better
But it's
stop
like,
talking to me right now, dog. I'm gonna hang
yeah,
up, dog. The podcast over, dog. Like, yo.
but
But
no, not
Toretto's gonna drive
either
down the
that
Tyrannosaurus
or
Rex
Fast and
tail.
Furious and GI Joe or some shit. I think.
Fast and Furious and GI. I mean, that's more reasonable than fucking Jurassic Park. Yo, like, yeah, yeah, could you imagine, yo? Dominic
Oh
Toretto
shit.
driving, fucking Velociraptors running beside this fool.
Yeah, bro. No, that's stupid. But I
we
think
talking.
they setting up for a world that can get crazy within Bad Boys like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've been talking about a little bit of the things that work for us. Anything else that really worked for y'all? Like we obviously like the Reggie scene. I feel like we all think the chemistry worked. Well, no, you know what? We'll come back to that. What didn't work for y'all? Because I
What
feel
did it?
like Dre was a little hesitant at the beginning. Yeah, I feel like Dre had something to say about what possibly didn't work for him in this movie. Because I know a couple things that didn't work for me.
You know, it's tough, man, because I really enjoyed the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it sucks because in the beginning of the movie, I had some deadline stuff that I had to take care of. So I was like off and on my phone.
Mm,
So I was trying to pay attention, you
yeah.
know? And my girl was like, yo, did you see that? And I was like, oh no, what happened? She was like, yo, that's the dude from the I said, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the beginning, like I was watching it, you know, but I know there was some like little key details that I missed. Cause even like when I watch film and TV, I'm always locked in. Like something happened, I pause and go do what I gotta do and come back and play. Like that's always how I watch movies, you know, unless I've seen something a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You know, so like I know there's probably some little things in the beginning that I probably missed because you know I know I got the eye for some of these things. You know, she don't
Yeah.
have an eye like that. You know what I'm saying? But if
Mm,
she caught something like that, that means it's a big thing that you're supposed to catch, right?
Yeah.
mm,
You know, so like I don't. Let me think about what didn't work. Man, I don't know, man. I really enjoyed the movie, man. Like I have a lot more flowers to give than anything else, man.
Yeah.
all right. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So come back to me on that.
yeah. I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna flame anything, but one of the main things, it was a lot. It was. I felt like it was too many characters introduced. That
Okay.
makes any sense. So we had the captain's daughter and
Yeah.
her daughter, right? We had them. Then we had well, the late captain's daughter and her daughter.
That's your
And then we had
spinoff right there. Her, the daughter, not the not Homeland Security, the younger one that got saved.
oh
Mm.
Yeah. But
yeah,
keep going.
yeah. Then we had the new captain. I believe her name is Rita. We had her and her boyfriend, aka the DA or the dude that's running for DA, the lawyer in Miami.
Oh, she was a
Obviously, we
new
had the,
chick. Oh,
no,
she
no,
was a
she
new
was in the
chick.
third one. She was in the third one. I'm
Yeah, I
saying,
was
but
about
we
to
had,
say.
yeah, we had her, but I'm saying we introduced her boyfriend slash
Well, you need a
the
bad
lawyer.
guy.
Right, but that was supposed to be a secret, and that was like another problem. I was like, I know this dude a bad guy. I know he on some secret shit. Like, you just don't introduce the dude for fun, right? Then we had the bad guy himself,
It's
Eric
because you
Dane's
looking at
character.
it as a filmmaker, bro, and as a writer. You're not looking at it as the consumer.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right about that,
No,
Mike.
like
Mike. I think I told other people that I talked the movie about, like that's who couple people who have seen it, and I was like, this is some nitpicky shit. It was just like that was why I'm like, for me, I was like, it's too many people. So in my head, also like Will Smith's new wife, I was like, I don't care about her. To be honest with you, I'm like, because we didn't get enough of them together for us. Like, oh, okay. I'm like,
I was
yeah.
wondering where she came from. So that one I agree with you. I mean, she
So,
bad.
because
You know, she cute.
Mike,
You know,
I'm
Yeah.
but
a, I'm a, I'm a Monday morning. I'm a direct to share that shit. Like for me,
yeah,
what could have worked is since they established it in Bad Boys for Life,
Yeah, exactly.
Mike, him and the captain getting together, right? Them
I
getting
agree
married.
with that's the only part I probably really agree with you on is that, and
Yeah,
the
Mike.
fact that they did introduce a lot of characters, but that I definitely agree on.
Yeah,
They
here's the
Mike.
should
thing
have
though.
built off them two more.
Here's the thing, right? Okay, they work together as a couple for
Mm-hmm.
film purposes. Where do you introduce the bad guy now?
That's what I was getting to.
Okay,
So, Mike, since she's the captain, she's still gonna have to work with the DA, right? Or the dude that's trying to be DA, right? So them working together, like they could have still had that dynamic where either he's been trying to get at her, and like Will sees like something is off about her buddy, but he's still trying to work and like be the good, DA, trying to be
And
the
not
DA
to tell
shit.
his boyfriend.
Yeah,
That's too
like
like
kind
because
of
easy,
show
dog.
that as a conflict.
That's
Like,
too easy for me, dog. That was too easy, man.
I mean, well, is that not the writer in you? Because like the consumer would have been
Yeah, for
like,
sure, for
because
sure.
like
yeah,
we've been more invested in their dynamic, Will and Captain Rita's. I mean, Mike's and Captain Rita's dynamic
Right.
instead of the new woman. Because we saw, how many scenes we saw them together? We saw them get married. We saw the reception, and we saw Mike dropping off Marcus at the crib, and his wife was there. After that, we ain't seen them together. Besides her sleeping in the bed, they had 4 scenes together, and he called her on the phone, was trying to get to her. I
Yeah,
was like,
you're
I
right.
don't care about her. I'm like, who is she? I thought she was a bad guy too. I'm like, we introduced so many people. I'm like, she bad. Like, she trying to kill Mike. The DA nigga trying to kill Mike, and
He's
the
so
other new
extra,
bad.
dog.
I was like, I'm like, I don't
Ain't
trust this
nothing
bitch either.
about her said bad guy, yo.
Well, I was like, you gonna keep introducing niggas? I'm like, might as well make
ain't,
her a bad guy too.
ain't
I'm like, giving
nothing
that nigga
about her
stress.
said bad guy. You know?
like
It might be.
it's like I 50% agree because I agree with the fact of just like, yeah, needing Buddy for us to kind of have that tether to the ultimate villain. But I
Mm-hmm.
also agree with like they could have probably played with that dynamic some in different ways.
The
Yeah,
FBI dude could have been
And
bad guy.
yeah, and then the
yeah,
wife
that
though,
too.
I do think the wife. I do agree. I would have liked to see a version where Mike and old girl continue to build on what they had
Yeah,
started with in the second one.
because here's what I was hoping for.
Cause
I
she
thought they was
still like that nigga.
I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for sure.
exactly. That
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
she
like,
might
for
even
sure.
I
love
was
that
hoping
nigga a little bit.
I was hoping they would subvert my expectations. Where I thought his new wife was gonna be like on some inside type shit, and the DA wasn't the bad guy. It was really her trying to
But
get at
here's the
Michael
thing,
Lowry for
though.
some other
No,
shit.
here's the thing with that, right? Here's the thing with that, right? You already mentioned it. She ain't have enough screen time,
Yeah.
right? You got to
So,
give her so much more screen time now
mhm,
to make her to one make us fall in love with her, and
right.
then we're like, oh shit, she's the bad guy. No, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? So like, how do you do that with keeping a lot of the stuff that's in the
Every,
story, right? That's
yeah.
a whole different story,
yeah.
right? So like, and then because she would have to be some type of secret agent esque, police esque person, you know. We're like, where the fuck did she come from, right?
Right. That's why in my head, like, that's why the captain's daughter didn't work for me. Because if anything, they could have recast her, but we should have seen her at the funeral, right? And then, because I don't remember him having a daughter, so I was like, oh, he got a daughter and a granddaughter. Oh shit, okay, so we got that whole fugitive dynamic trying to chase down Mike and them and his son. You know what I'm saying? So we had we had to. I feel like we need to eliminate something for
Yeah,
it to subvert our expectations. I'm like, it's too much going on. There's too many niggas in this movie
but
for me
you
to
can't
care about
rewrite the
everybody,
past though, right? You can't rewrite the past, right?
right?
So right, like I agree with
I
that,
mean,
right?
Fast and Furious do that shit all the time, though.
Hey, no.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother episode.
If we do Bad Boys X Fast and Furious, then we can rewrite the whole past. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That
Yeah.
nigga Will Smith knew Han back in, fucking Tokyo Drift, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right?
Or
But
you know what else could have worked? He got married to Gabrielle Union,
Yeah.
yeah,
Martin's sister in that universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like that.
that would have worked. But she probably,
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe she was hard to work with. I don't
Possibly.
know, right? But why would you not bring her back?
They
Oh, you
had
talking
a
Gabrielle
whole little
Union?
TV show
She did.
with Jessica Alba. They could have
Oh,
included
oh.
both of them.
If you're talking about why they didn't bring her back, we know, like, we're not trying to spread gossip, but we've seen, the not tabloid, just like some of the stories with, Will and Jada's like marriage, like being, funky, whatever they're doing.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
I believe when I heard rumors back in the day, Gabrielle Union was like trying to get at Will in the sense, like, was fucking with him. And
Oh.
like, that's why, like, Will and Gabrielle Union didn't fuck. I'm not Will. Gabrielle Union and Jada didn't fuck with each other. So I
Okay,
think
so
that's
then
why, like, he was
Okay.
like, no, can't bring her back.
that goes back to what I was saying, right? Like on a more broader sense, right? I said she was hard to work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
getting more into the professional relationship, right? So, I'll take it, I'll widen the scope and say, okay, there's probably some professional conflicts, you know what I'm saying, that made it a little bit more hard to work with. Which is, I mean, it it's tricky, you know, because there is a lot of drama that happens with us that we're aware of, anyways,
Right.
right? I'm sure, you know, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure the other folks, I'm sure white folks know that all the tea that goes on with their prospective stars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, not trying to take it away from them or put it on us or vice versa. I just think that, you know, because let me think. At that time, Gabrielle Union was up and coming in her acting career, right? Because this is before what's the shit that she had on
Being Mary Jane.
that was before being Mary Jane, right?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was like a
that-
decade before that. Like,
Right.
oh, okay.
So
yeah, she
yeah.
had been in stuff. I don't
Yeah,
say
for
that. I would
sure,
say
for
Bad Boys
sure.
2 has established her as a star, but it was like, oh shit, and like we probably had seen her face. I'm like, yeah, we seen Gabrielle Union stuff. All right, you in this
Yeah, but
movie now? Cool.
when I think of Gabrielle Union, I think of like Jessica Biel, like that kind of career progression. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't no shade, right? Just Jessica Biel had the whole situation in Blade, and you're like, oh, okay, she's trying to do something. All right, word. And
Mm,
Yeah,
she had some other stuff, you know, and you know, it just kind of floated on that. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody hits star power. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is what it is. It's no shade. It's not talking about anybody's chops. You know, it's not saying that they can't act. You know, other people got other priorities.
yeah,
You know, I know
yeah.
like Gabrielle, you had a whole bunch of shit going on too outside of acting,
Mm-hmm.
right? She had a whole bunch of other business ventures that I don't remember off the top. You know what I'm saying? You know, so but that's tricky. Yeah, okay. Going back to the topic, right? Like you write her in, they get married, right? Then you know you got evil FBI dude, right? Who's trying to taint the captain's name,
Yeah.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That some small edits, but it still keeps the same story more or less.
Right. Yeah, that was I said that was just for me. Like you said, it probably was the creative in me just kind of nitpicking. I was like, niggas, so many people in this movie. I was like, I don't know who I care about. Like, I see who you're trying to have me to care about,
That's
and
yeah,
valid
see,
though.
like,
That's valid because I
yeah,
had that thought, so it's valid. I remember
yeah,
like,
'cause
who is this?
I'm like, yeah, I cared about the captain's daughter in a sense because obviously she was pissed off, but at the same time, like we got her, but we didn't get her enough. So I was like, hey, I'm like, I
yeah,
know the woman as an actress, Rhea Seehorn, she's a good actress. So I was like, all right, we just ain't, we got some, we didn't get enough, but we understood in a sense where she was
Well,
coming from. But I was like,
that's the thing about writing cops, though, right? Like, you don't have to create a giant backstory for a cop. You know what
that's
I'm saying? I
true.
remember, you know, I was talking to one of my old teachers, and you know, I was thinking about how to write a cop, and they were like, "The cop don't need a big ass backstory. They're a cop,
yeah,
right? Let them." Them being a cop is enough justification for them to be like, "I'm gonna go be extra cop." You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like them being a cop the same way. Like Reggie's a prime example, right? We saw in the beginning that he was established as a Marine, right? So
Hmm.
that's enough reason to justify him going crazy. That's enough
Right.
reason, right? Like he apparently had to be some type of special ops in infiltration, something shenanigans.
Yeah, he knows
yeah.
something, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga was over there with dang, dang, I'm trying to think of the hotel from John Wick.
Continental
The
Yeah,
Continental, yeah.
he was over there at the Continental for a little while, you know, overseas, and then came back, you know. But I
facts.
don't know, ain't no military teaching no stuff like that, you know. Very, very, you know, small. What you call it? But, you know, I'm
Yeah.
off my, what you call it, soapbox.
No, yeah, yeah. Like I said, that was some nitpicky thing. I can't think of anything else really. Some of the jokes didn't hit all the way for me, but besides that, obviously the chemistry still works. I like them together. It looked like Will Smith is back on his movie star. Like he got in better shape for this one because I feel like in
yeah.
For Life I was like I don't know like I don't know if you've really been working out too much. This one I was okay. We'll be in the gym a little bit.
Yeah, but he
You've been
was
locked
acting
in.
his ass off though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I like the PTSD. Not PTSD, the panic attack.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
panic attacks.
the
Yeah.
panic attacks he was having.
Yeah.
I liked what they was doing with Marcus, where I felt like he was kind of back to who he was in the first one. Because in
Yeah.
2 and 3,
More in his. Yeah, I
like he
see
was more
what
of
you
a
mean.
bad boy. He was all right. I'm gonna like he was like he was free in this movie in a sense, on the spiritual type shit. But at least in
Yeah.
the first one, he was like, all right, like I'm whoop your ass because I'm a cop. I'm sick of this shit. In the second and third one, I felt like
He was always alluding to retiring.
yeah, I was
He
like
was
Because he
kind of
had
like
that
over it.
family dynamic.
Yeah.
yeah, but he had kids in the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fair
You
enough.
know what I'm saying? I'm like, they made him too worrisome already in the sequel and the third. I could see in the third one, 17 years later, but in the sequel, I was like, I mean, I see they had to do something with the character, but I was like, you supposed to be a bad boy, right? Like
Yeah.
Will can get on your nerves, but he just felt like he was too worrisome in the second one, and the third one makes sense. Second one, just I was like,
I've always said I would actually, if I could, replace the second one, put that one first, and put the first one second in terms of how the story was. It felt like the chemistry they needed in the sequel was
mm-hmm.
what they had in the first one. And the second one, because Martin felt like he was, like I guess more distant from Will in the second
Right.
one. And so
Ooh,
the
I like
first
that.
one feels like they more like locked in for real. And then the third
Yeah,
one kind of keeps it there
I
too.
didn't I
But
didn't think about that. Yeah, it could.
because
I
that's
know we're
how
not
I
doing
watch it. If
rankings.
I watch them in order, I would watch two first as number one.
Uh,
Then I would watch Bad Boys 1 as the sequel. And then I keep the other two where they at.
I didn't even
Or
think about it. I like that. I like that a lot because to me, I like the first Bad Boys the best,
Me
even
too.
though the second one is obviously crazy quotable. The action, Michael Bay
The
was like,
action was bigger for
y'all
sure.
give me how much more money? All right, I'm gonna show y'all some shit. I
Yeah.
got something for y'all asses. Look, you gotta blow the motherfucking roof off of this.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy it, but the first one I was like, yo, I'm like, this is cinema. I'm
It
trying
was things
to
the first one did that was just really good, and it didn't mean you had to go and blow like everything up. Because yeah, you had your explosions and shit, but I mean everything from just the lightning,
mm,
the fucking like just the vibe of the movie, the feel of it. It was
the
grounded.
villain.
It had like a real Miami feel. Because I know before I ever went to Miami, that was like my idea of what Miami kind of looked like before I actually went.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I always thought of like Bad Boys. I'm looking for the Miami sign, nigga. I don't even think it is one. You know what I mean? I think they just did that for the movie, but I was just yeah, like the way they even set up the running scene where Will and Martin was chasing the taxi. Like I felt like they should have did another scene that was kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that scene was just like you really felt like, oh, these niggas is really in it. It was dope because you watching the Fresh Prince and you watching Martin in a space you're not used to seeing them niggas. You're
Yeah.
not really used to seeing them in a serious situation and like being cops. Like you just usually see them goofing off on a sitcom.
Mhm.
So to take them and
Yeah.
do that was just
They
that shit
they
was
did the
genius,
callback.
bruh.
They did a semi callback in this one where
A little
Mike was over
bit.
there having a panic attack, and then Marcus scooped him up and
Yeah,
this time saving him. They did the reverse of that in this one,
yeah,
so I like that.
yeah, yeah. They just didn't have the slow motion shit. They needed that a little bit.
A
Just a
little
little
bit
bit. I
more.
know we tired of slow motion in this day and age. Cause
You ain't.
niggas be
You love
ODing
Michael
that shit.
Bay.
Niggas be ODing that shit, bro. But I think for this one, like they needed that. What's it called? The money shot, like they had a
Yeah,
Will in the first one, the one that literally made that nigga a
they had
superstar.
some.
They
They
needed
had some callbacks to the money
a
shots
little
though.
bit, a
yeah.
little bit. I
They
just wish they
but you're
kind of
right.
let him breathe a little bit
They
longer.
didn't
But
commit to it. Yeah, they didn't
yeah,
like hold it, lock it in.
yeah,
I got another spin up. Uh, Bad Boys X Miami Vice.
that's
Yeah,
fire too. I was
it's,
thinking
Jamie
about that
Foxx and Colin
earlier.
Farrell.
yeah,
That would be hard.
that should be fire, dog.
Like, who
That
would
would be
direct it
tight.
though? Because like you would have two funny niggas, and like we know Jamie Foxx can be funny, but his character wasn't funny. That movie was just like them niggas was
Mad,
gritty.
don't like mad serious, wasn't it?
You know, I'm here for it, but that'd be a wild ass dynamic because them niggas was just like they was
Like,
serious.
so here's the thing, right? Like, Jamie Foxx's character is probably not as serious as Will Smith's character, but they both would have some lines, right? Like
Yeah,
Jamie
Mm,
Foxx would bring in some lines,
yeah,
you know, and then Colin Farrell's character, he'd be pretty locked in unless he find him a biddy and then he gonna go run off with her. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I
All
actually
right.
need to watch Miami Vice again. It's been a while since I've seen that one in
Yeah,
particular.
no, but like, nah, that could work, man, because you all right. So you would have on the list of seriousness, right? Yeah, Will Smith. Well, no. You have Colin
Colin
Farrell,
Farrell first. Yeah,
Will Smith,
yeah,
right? Jamie
Jamie.
Foxx, Martin,
Yeah,
right? And then you don't need Colin to drop any super outrageous funny stuff because you got Will that's gonna drop some, and then you got Jamie Foxx that'll drop maybe a little bit more than Will for the sake of the story,
Yeah,
right? And then you got Martin that is, who knows,
right.
that'd be dope. I'd watch that.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that
any Bad Boys teaming up with majority of what we said so far, I'd watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
spin-offs. Okay. Anything else that you guys liked and or worked for you in this movie?
The scene that
Um.
everybody was hyping to, the gun scene,
The gun scene, yeah. The
Yeah.
first person shooter mode,
that was
yeah,
fire.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. That
throwing
yeah.
the
was
guns
Like
fire.
back and forth like that,
the creativity to
yeah.
to do something that we hadn't seen like that at least on film.
And then commit to it
Where
all the way though, right? Like
You said they
yeah,
they,
what?
I said, and then commit to
Oh
it all
yeah.
the way,
Yeah.
right? Because like in the beginning, you were like, "Oh, okay, that's the scene that we just been seeing on social media." Ever hold up?
Yeah.
Throw the gun. Oh
yeah,
shit! Right,
yeah,
and then you know what I'm saying. Martin was like, "Pow, pow, 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 pow." Okay, your turn again. You're like, "Hold up, it is again."
right,
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like that was a good way of subverting the expectation and doubling up on the stakes.
right.
You
I
know what I'm
felt like
saying?
Yeah.
what you just said, Mike, that was probably their money shot in their head. Like, we have this idea for the scene in the shootout where we're gonna do some crazy shit with the camera and the gun work. Like,
Yeah.
that was the idea for the
But you
money
can't make a
shot.
poster out of that though, right?
Nah, you can't.
The
Nah.
money shot you got to be able to make a poster out of because it's an action movie,
That's
Mm.
right?
true.
Like John Wick got posters,
That's true.
right? Right? Because you mean even right? Let's like strip it all down straight bare bones, right? Like film, every frame should tell a story,
Mm.
right? So when you get into those first person frames, they're not really telling the story.
Yeah, they just give him perspective.
Exactly, right? So, you know, obviously it's fire. I'm not taking away from any of it. I'm just saying, right? Like, there's no story in that. Like Vince said perfectly, it's just perspective. First person
Yeah.
shooter mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in the totality of what the story is, phenomenal, fire.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, fire. But you can. I mean, that's what filmmaking is about, right? You get to do that creativity. You get to say, because think about it, right? If you really chop it down all the way and then everything has to be super intentional, then that's going to be hard to keep up forever.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And then you don't get scenes like that gun scene. That shit was fire.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, Mike.
they used some dope drone work to capture like some one takes and shit
Mm-hmm,
too. So
mm-hmm.
that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got the. It may I don't know if Michael Bay chose them because I know he has a executive producer tagging on both films, and he had two cameos in this one and in the last one.
Facts.
But they had like the Michael Bay ism in a sense where like they have some creative ideas and stuff we haven't seen before. Like Michael Bay played with the drone shot in Ambulance, which I liked.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you just said with the drone shot in this one, and them trying different stuff out, like the plane scene on the flying
Mhm.
helicopter. Like they was
Yo,
trying
yeah,
some
that
different
was
angles.
That was a
crazy.
fire scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow, I can't believe I forgot about that scene. That was
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh my, we flipping the camera around like this. I was like, oh, okay,
That
and the
like
one little
stakes were crazy.
scene already lets you know they can go to the level of where Fast and Furious pretty much is, and it makes sense
mm-hmm.
They
because it
did it the
just
right
makes
way.
sense in their world. It don't. The reason we look at Fast and be like, "Oh, it is niggas," because that shit just don't make sense in that world that they
Because
have
Ludacris and
established.
Tyrese just built a spaceship in the garage, and then they in space all of a sudden, dog. Like without spacesuits.
Right.
Homemade shit, bro. Like what?
Scuba
Wild.
gear. Well, it was scuba gear, right?
Something
I
stupid
think
like
so.
that.
Yeah. And yeah, just like that scene alone, and I said the creativity. I said it a couple weeks ago on the pod, or maybe last week. Ain't no way Batgirl was trash. I don't see it. Like they could have had that on streaming or something. Like you putting out everything else on streaming with them being the directors.
Why do you think
I
it was so good?
I,
Maybe.
I feel like if you have, there's been so many whack ass movies that had at least like some cool action scenes. With them being the directors at helm, I'm like, it had to be like the writing was trash because, oh, it had to be the writing was trash because I mean, we had two films to see what they can do as action adventure, action comedy filmmakers, right?
Yeah.
And we have a little bit from the TV show Miss Marvel.
For the
So,
folks that don't know, who are the directors?
uh, it's Adil and Bilal. I don't know their last names,
Start
but
with an
they're a
A or
duo.
something, don't it? I was just
Yeah.
about. Oh, I'm on the
I
phone
want to
looking at
say
it.
it's a deal for Lalo, but I don't want to lie. I can look it up real quick. But Adil LRB and what's my man's name? Bilal Fala.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got
And
they I know they got they start doing like crazy ass like music videos, like dope ass music videos.
yeah. So that and the only thing I think of, which I don't want to like trash her name, it was the lead, the lead as Batgirl. She was somehow trash because you had Brendan Fraser, who's just coming off of an Oscar win, I believe, or was getting ready to win the Oscar when they was filming, and he was getting ready to be. He was playing Firefly. He was bringing Michael Keaton back. So it's either like the story didn't work because they was trying to do too much to fuse it into the DC EU before they decided to shut down and let James Gunn take over, and the story didn't work,
Well, that's
or
what I was
and
about
or
to
the
say.
lead didn't work.
They
The
probably just chopped it because it's fucking James Gunn's DC universe now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so
I'm like,
I
sounds
think
seen.
I think the writing was probably trash. I'm just gonna say that because
I don't even
That's the only thing I can think of.
who was behind the writing.
I'm looking at it right now. Let's find out.
yeah, let's find out.
Let is Let's find out. It says the screenplay was by Christina Hodson, and she has done a few things. She's done Bumblebee, she's done Birds of Prey, and she helped write on The Flash. Let me see what else she's done. Uh, shit.
Bumblebee was mid. Bumblebee wasn't.
It
I
wasn't.
like
It
Bumblebee.
wasn't. I liked it too, but it just
It,
It,
it's okay. You're right. It's better than mid, right? Because
it's my, I know it's made the past couple the Mark Wahlberg Transformers movies. I went to sleep.
you know what I'm saying. Like it just Bumblebee. I mean, Bumblebee was missing a lot of the Transformers flair that we've come to associate with Transformers films. And I think it's because it was smaller and it was more contained. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's just what it was. But like, I wasn't like, damn, like that's a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't
yeah.
I wouldn't like that with Bumblebee. Not saying that it was garbage because it wasn't garbage. It's just
Probably felt like it was catered to a different audience, like maybe younger kids.
yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
memorable. It wasn't
Yeah.
memorable to me. You know,
Because
but what
not to
else?
say the Shia LaBeouf joint wasn't catered to kids, but like by that time, like niggas knew who Transformers was. That's a big brand, so you're just gonna naturally have older people that would be interested in that. I think they probably tried to reintroduce the Transformers brand with Bumblebee to
Mm.
like a newer audience, maybe.
I mean that, but I mean, we talking Transformers. I mean, what
Because I
the
don't
what,
even remember nothing memorable from Bumblebee. I know it wasn't bad, but I don't got like a scene that I can jump back to and be like, yo, this scene was like, I just remember it being, like you said, more contained.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember saying this movie was trash. I just don't remember saying, damn, that shit was dope. I remember like,
John Cena in it too, right?
Yep.
who?
I thought that was a dope
John Cena.
casting, but I just don't even remember like what that nigga did or nothing.
Now it's like I'm like 'cause I'm seeing the movie, but I can kind of see what you're talking about. I think I just like the dynamic. Like
Yeah,
I'm not a person who's ever had pets, but people that's had pets or somebody it comes to your life. It felt like it was one of those uh boy and his dog, girl and her dog type of
For
situation
yeah,
sure,
because
for
Bumblebee
sure,
can't
yeah.
speak.
That's yeah,
So
for
like,
sure.
I think that's why I like the movie. It was like like I said, it was smaller scale in a sense, and it was more of a like them
Street
like
crime, Spider-Man style. You know,
in a sense, yeah, it was like you had that good dynamic back and forth. Like he needs her and she needs him to for her to grow and for him to survive on a planet he wasn't expecting to be on
yeah,
in a sense, and him not getting hunted down and stuff like so. I remember some of the stuff. It's starting to come back to me now. Now I just kind of want to rewatch it because I enjoyed it, but that's a whole
yeah. I
nother
might actually rewatch it.
about Transformers.
mm-hmm.
All right, y'all, let's get back on track real quick. Any last overall thoughts before we give this joint a rating for Bad Boys Ride or Die?
I mean, I thought it was fun, like it needed to be. I did like Martin kind of tapping back into his crazier side. Like, I won't say crazier side. I feel like because he almost died, it made him. I don't know. He was like the enlightening one, but at the same
Yeah,
time, he was like, you know what I'm saying? He just didn't have that fear no more that we always seen him have in the previous two.
yeah,
So we got to see a different version of his character in this universe. And I did like that it did tap into just mortality. Like that nigga Martin was dealing with having to keep his diet contained and you know what I'm saying? And Will was having panic. I understand that because I've had panic attacks and them shits just randomly happen, nigga.
mm,
So it's just like, yeah, them shit. I thought that aspect was dope, and then them actually being there for each other to kind of help navigate each other through those stages in life was dope, while still keeping the action. Like I will say, the action didn't feel out of place. It didn't feel like Martin ain't supposed to be doing that or Will shouldn't be doing that. It felt like the action matched what they would be doing at that time.
true.
And the visuals was just fire. Like that whole scene where when Martin caught the heart attack, fell to the floor, and
Yeah,
then went
I was like, oh,
under
That
the
was fire.
water. I was like, oh shit, that's
what the
hard.
fuck is
That was
happening?
fire.
That whole little dream sequence thing, that shit was fire, bro. I felt like that really gave that movie an extra dimension that it never had, but it
hmm
didn't also take away from it either.
But they were experimenting. That's what I'm like. That's
Yeah,
why I'm like I like them. Like you got to do something different by the time you get to the fourth
you
film.
do. I give them they props. They did a damn good job with that movie, man. I
Yeah,
would definitely I think they've done enough for me to be like, if I hear them directing something else, they'll almost get me to the theater just off the curiosity.
yeah.
Whether it's a
They
horror flick, whatever, I'll be like, yo, they shit probably might be a
like
little
the rumors they
crazy.
trying to put out there is for them directing the next Spider-Man movie starring Tom Holland.
I've been hearing that too. I've been hearing that too.
Like them behind the the lens of him web slinging. Like the MCU web slinging has been all right. It's been it had a couple moments like Spider-Man No Way Home. That was funny when him and Zendaya was zipping around. That shit was funny as hell. She was up there,
Yeah,
like, oh, so, but like them having a chance like to mess around with that, or just action scenes in general, like
yeah.
uh, I can
Especially
see
with
it.
the MCU budget. You know what I'm saying? Because I think
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
they did this one for what, like 80, under 100 mil.
Yeah,
And and we've seen what they can do with smaller budgets or with that MCU budget, and it actually, for the first time, really gives. I won't say for the first time, but in a long time, gives Marvel some type of visual identity because everything just kind of been like, you know, it ain't really
same.
no like standout shots we remember from really most of the Marvel stuff.
I
Like
gotta.
no type of signature except for like maybe a couple movies, maybe.
I got two things. One, I got to give a shout out to Derek Russo because I know him. That was a big swole white dude who got chopped up by the blades
And what in Bad Boys?
in Bad Boys. Yeah, the
Oh
bad guy.
damn.
Okay,
Yeah,
shout out
yeah,
to
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that cat, so he's super dope. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, yeah, I actually had dinner at his crib one time. Like, he made like some
Nice.
like Italian pasta from scratch. So that was fire, right? So that's a dope cat,
Facts.
right? And then two, how we gonna forget about DJ Khaled
Bro,
getting
I was just about to
banked
say
up?
the cameos. That might be the first time I actually liked DJ Khaled, bro.
Yo, he
That
was
was hilarious as fuck when he
It was
popped out.
hilarious. That the way that nigga died was hilarious. That nigga was like, "Yeah, fuck boy, remember how you with that?"
Fuck boy. Or what you gonna do? I was like, that's good. That's
that
good.
was
I
that
like
was
that,
that was
yo.
like I ain't really fucking with him in Bad Boys for Life, but in this one right here, I was like, yeah, this shit funny.
Yeah.
It works from the last one. That shit was funny.
that
That nigga
was
died
funny.
spectacularly.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Yeah.
DJ Khaled for sure. You're right, Dre. Sorry,
yeah.
And I give Joyner Lucas and
Tiffany
Tiffany
Haddish.
Haddish they
Yeah,
props.
I was like,
Oh
oh shit.
yeah, Tiffany Haddish was
They
wilding
went
out,
they
yo.
went crazy in there. Like Tiffany Haddish really did her thing on that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh okay, like quick
See,
little
them extra characters, I
that
can
worked.
I can I can I can fuck with those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you could
yeah,
do something with that, right?
Yeah.
You could put a scene like that, on your reel or whatever. Like you could showcase, you know what I'm saying? You weren't just in there on some dumb shit. Like
Ah.
you actually had some stakes in the film. Like because you were in there, because your character was in there, it changed the story.
Yeah.
You know what
right.
I'm
And you know
saying?
what? I just in the moment thought of something that kind of like I'll be like, all right, they should have actually did put this in there. You need the iconic walk through the strip club scene like the first and second one had.
Mm.
Remember, like they always had a scene where, okay, if we about to show some shit in the strip club or the club, we got like some crazy shots to introduce this strip club world. With this one, they kind of just
It's
walked
kind
in
of
and
hard to do that though because
kind
they
of
was
walked
on the
in the
run.
bottom.
They
You
was
said
on
what
That's
the
true.
run.
happened? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Niggas
Right.
had been on the news and shit. That's
They
true.
weren't like fresh walking in there like, yo, what up? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They was like, yo,
Oh yeah, because they had them clothes on. They
we
had the
need some
racist
help.
dude clothes on.
Yeah.
Help. That was it. Help. She was like, I got you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Damn, that's true.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, what are we going to rate this? Well, everybody know what's their individual rating out of we're gonna do the movie disciple score, and I guess simplify it for other people who don't know out of 10 as well. Makes it easier. Um, for me, I'm gonna say this is good to go. This is good to go, and with a small popcorn. Like I liked it. I do want to see it again, but if they weren't gonna make another one, they don't need to. They there hasn't been any bad. There has not been any bad boys films. If that makes any
Yeah,
sense,
That's a
I
tongue
agree.
twister. Say that
but
5
yeah,
times.
right. But this one is if I'm ranking it out, I was doing four, we're not doing rankings, but for me, this is the last one. Like this is the weakest one to me. But I enjoyed what I saw. And I'm down to go see it again. But it's a good to go with a small bag of popcorn. But some establishments ain't selling small bags anymore. AMC, motherfuckers, it's only large or medium. What the fuck is going on? Let's get the kids
Damn.
one. Juice, what you got? Oh yeah, if I'm going out of 10, that makes me. If I'm going out of 10, I'm going to say it's a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 for me out of 10.
Uh, I'll say get your popcorn ready because I think it does embody
Okay,
a summer blockbuster and having a good time at the movies, especially if you got a dope crowd in the theater too.
that's
That
true.
enhances the experience. So it definitely brought me back to enjoying a movie for real in the
In
theater in the
theaters,
summertime again.
nice,
So yeah.
nice. Out of 10, what you got?
Oh me?
Yeah.
I'll give it probably an 8.5, 9.
Okay.
Man, that's
Okay.
what I
All
was
right.
gonna say, dog. I was gonna
All
say
right.
eight
All
point.
right.
I was gonna say 8.5, man. Because I think having not watched Bad Boys in a while,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was a good reintroduction to everything. You
Mm,
know,
Mm-hmm.
like I enjoyed it as if I was watching Bad Boys for the first time again.
yeah,
Nice.
You
Okay.
know, because it's been, like, and here's the thing, right? To give Will Smith, them flowers, right? Like, okay, yes, he slapped Chris Rock. Yes, you know what I'm saying? We get it. I've been an advocate like, yo, that's not how you carry yourself in public. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Vince is like, yo, I'm gonna slap everybody. I don't give a fuck. You know what
Not that ain't true, bruh. It's
I'm
only
saying?
it ain't that ain't true. It's kind of true, but not really.
But all jokes aside, like,
I just understand like
yeah,
needing to get your shit off.
for
I agree
sure.
with you with saying, yo, I probably wouldn't have done it on live national television.
We go
But
behind stage and do what we got to do.
yeah,
Because
exactly,
I've had
exactly.
some behind stage conflicts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I've had to be like,
facts.
hey man, like this not how we do it, or this is disrespectful, or like
Yeah,
you're not gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but like I think because of like all of the just shenanigans that's been going on with
yeah,
Will Smith and his umbrella, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to just see them, Will Smith, him in just a positive light. You know what I'm
facts.
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like the
Yep.
Bad Boys franchise hitting over $1 billion in total. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Yep.
like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless of all the other stuff, Will Smith is a bomb ass actor.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And we
Think
get
people
distracted
forget.
with the
Yeah,
fact that he's also a human being.
Mm-hmm.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? Like, none of us are perfect. We get it. When you look at actors, you look at them as idols and you put them on the pedestal, and then you got to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody
yeah,
be perfect.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That dude has not had a blemish on his record for a long time. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Going back to that Batman quote we always drop, like, you live long enough to be the villain. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
yep,
Like, the world gonna, like, if what you're doing is too clean cut, they're gonna vilify you eventually,
yeah,
Waiting for
right?
something.
And you got to try your best not to fall into that because we look. Let's be honest, right? We've all snapped.
yeah,
We've
Mm-hmm.
all snapped wherever we've been at. Sometimes it's been in a more public setting where you're like, ooh, you know. Other times it's been, inside your house. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
And then sometimes it's right there in the middle where you're like, ooh, okay. A couple folks saw that, but nobody that could really hem me up or I could get in trouble saw that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Like, we've all done it, and we all gotta have a little bit of empathy and just understand, like, yo, we all humans, bro.
yeah,
We all humans, and we all gonna like do things, But I don't know, like, thinking about it now as I'm just recalling some things in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all got in trouble, and
yeah,
then we've had to overcome that so that people can hand us our flowers.
facts.
And this is an example of that. Like, I watch movies like, yo, my man can act. Like, I don't care what you say. When it comes to being a business person in the industry, he's doing what you're paying him to do.
Yep,
You know,
Right.
so yeah, man. I got my popcorn in hand, even though I don't eat popcorn like that.
facts, facts.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I guess overall movie disciple score, like y'all edged out. So hey, if you're trying to see Bad Boys Ride or Die, it's to get your popcorn ready. You want to see it with the crowd. I like my crowd dynamic when I was in there. Everybody's having a good ass time, laughing.
Yeah.
Everybody ooh and awing, and all that good stuff. And yeah, it's great to see Will and Martin back together, but definitely Will in a more positive, fun light, getting back to being the movie star that we've known and loved him for the past 30 plus years, or at
Facts.
least long as we've been alive. So I know we all can't wait to see I Am Legend 2 whenever that comes out. The other movies getting
Ooh,
ready
that's gonna be
to make.
crazy though. That's gonna be
That's
Yeah.
gonna
crazy.
be dope. I already know.
Cause
And you know
him and
what?
Mike, cause Michael B. Jordan been quiet for a minute, so that's gonna be like a good little
Yeah, because he
joint
crashed
for
that
him to
car.
come back on.
He did crash that car out here. He did crash that shit. I
Oh
was like, he was going, what?
yeah. I forgot. That thing, now you
Yeah,
bringing shit back to the light because I definitely forgot about that.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I, I think the car just probably got out of control for him. Like, oh, we
No,
probably
no,
hit the
for
wrong
sure,
gear.
man.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
Yeah,
we're not.
yeah.
Yeah, like, cause we heard nothing else after that. It was just like you lost control, smacked somebody's shit up. Like,
yeah. I mean, and whoever's car got banged up, get the fuck over it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
be
like,
alright.
you know what I'm saying? Like all y'all, everybody once again done got in an accident. You didn't hit the
yeah,
curb. You didn't hit some shit that shouldn't have hit. You know, you gassed it too much. You said, "Ooh, that could have been bad." You know what I'm saying? Like all that. But yeah, that movie's gonna be fire because Michael B. Jordan holds it down for sure. So I'm excited to see that. I do want to give a little bit more flowers to Martin for sure. You know,
Facts.
oh yeah, for
He
sure.
did a good. He did a
yeah,
real good
because he
job.
was killing it, right? You know what I'm saying? That film wouldn't have been that film without his character taking point the way that he did.
The whole
Yeah.
franchise,
Well,
like,
Yeah.
facts, the whole franchise for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I I hope that like I feel like he could have something going on, like health wise. So I
mm-hmm,
hope that he's like good if that's the case.
Yeah.
absolutely,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, just looking past the character and looking at the actor. I don't know personally, right? So I can't
mm-hmm,
speak on that. I'm just like I saw little things and I'm like, okay.
possibly,
You
yeah,
know, like there's a little disconnect there, but not because he's not connected as an actor.
mm-hmm,
Something else is
Yeah.
going on, and
yeah,
that
like,
just could be, my whole like, you know, being physical and athletic and trying to
mm-hmm.
like help
Make sure
people.
everybody else is on top of their stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that could be me just catching that. So if there is a situation going on now, prayers out to that man family for sure,
yeah.
because he is the goat.
100%.
Yeah, Mike, he's supposed to be going on a comedy tour, I believe, later on this year.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so I don't want to say we'll see, anything happens to him, but if he's going on that type of a little bit of a run, going out there hitting the stages again, maybe he's just saying, a different point where he's just super chill now, where he's just like
Maybe,
maybe
Yeah.
laid back, like
he gonna get some
yeah,
money from this film. So shit.
right,
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
yeah. But shout out to Martin Lawrence as well, like Dre was saying, like you can't have one without the other in the Bad Boys franchise.
Facts.
He was doing his thing. Yeah,
Boom,
we
boom.
enjoy Bad Boys Ride or Die. What about y'all? Let us know in the comment section down below if you guys have a ranking. Put that in. We would definitely we'd love to see y'all's ranking. Maybe we'll return and revisit the franchise at some point about the rankings with this and any of the other buddy cop films that we will be talking about later on the podcast and
Definitely.
down the line.
Definitely.
And the action comedy type of stuff, all that good stuff. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell, and hit that 5 stars and that follow button wherever you're getting your podcast from. For myself and the rest of the movie disciples, we're gonna holler at y'all on the next go round. We out.
Peace.